there will be no more rejecting yourself. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, man, it is not going the way I want. It is not moving as fast as I want. Maybe it's that promotion, or maybe it's in your relationship, or maybe it's how you think about yourself. My name is Coach Sheree, and for over a decade, I've been helping women to think, speak, and act confidently so they can be paid and treated what they're worth in their relationships, at work, and even on the stage. Now, if you would have told me years ago, Sheree, like, you got confidence issues, I would have said, excuse me? No, the blank, I don't. I don't have a problem speaking my mind. I don't have a problem saying what it is I need to say. However, I was engaging in these subtle behaviors that were proving that my actions and my words regarding confidence, they were not fully aligned. So these are 3 subtle mistakes that you could be making that are indicating that your confidence needs some work and it's not as high as you think it is. So the first action that I was engaging in is delay. That's right. Delaying to make an ask, delaying to send an email, delaying to put my offer out there. Y'all, I had a big problem with saying things like, I'm busy, I need more time, I need to pull it together, I need to do more research. So when you delay, what you're trying to do is you're trying to buy time, but really what you're doing is you're trying to avoid an outcome. So when we engage in this kind of behavior, if you were really honest with yourself, you would see that you are delaying many things and maybe you don't know why. Now, I'm not giving you this information so you can feel bad about yourself, because here's what happens. Women start to say, well, I should do better. I know I need to do this. I should not be doing that. I should not be delaying. So we want to be careful about what voice we listen to. We don't want to use the accuser voice. We want to use the scientist voice. So we want to shut up that accuser, because it'll get you to should on yourself, and shoulding on yourself, all it does is bring shame. But I want you to be a scientist when it comes to your life and ask yourself, why do I delay this? Why am I not taking action? Why have I not started my business? Why have I not had this conversation? Why am I delaying taking action even in my own health? And if you were really thinking like a scientist, because remember, a scientist is curious, you would see that it's fear. It's a fear of an outcome. It could be a fear of what someone's going to say. It could be a fear of what someone won't say. It could be a fear that you're going to be ignored. It could be a fear that you're going to be looking like a fool. It could be a fear that someone's going to reject you. It could be a fear that people won't accept you. It's usually a fear that we need to address that keeps us in delay mode instead of what I call decision mode. And I did this where I delayed sending out an offer, telling myself that I was just busy. And if you want to know what an offer is, it's a package. I mean, I delayed for weeks to put together this offer. Oh my goodness, under what's called a story. And I always say that, your stories, they help you start, and your stories, they 100% can keep you stuck. So that's the first subtle behavior that you may be engaging with, and it shows that, my confidence is not truly aligned with the woman I want to be and the woman I currently am. So the second behavior that I was engaging in was self-rejection. Now, I opened up this YouTube video saying there would be no more rejection of self. We are against self-rejection. But what is self-rejection like? What does it look like? It's where you say things like, they're too busy. They don't want it. I don't want to waste my time. Or I don't want to waste their time. Oh my gosh, ladies, you are not a waste of time. That is really a form of self-rejection. Here's what I say. Self-rejection is projection. It has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with how you see you. So you reject yourself and you make up a story, and it keeps you from taking the action that you really need to take because you think in this negative way. So we all have these stories. So again, remember, you want to be a scientist. And I'm a big believer in Socrates. Socrates says this. He says, you need to know thyself. Good old Socrates. But how are you going to know yourself when you don't do a little investigation on yourself? We want to begin to investigate these negative thoughts that we have because they just come up. And if you really look at your thoughts, they do follow a pattern. They don't want it. I'm too much. I need to be quiet. Those are shrinking thoughts. Or I'm going to waste their time. They don't want it. Those are rejecting thoughts about you. And many times our confidence issues are rooted in self-worth issues. But really, when you really are a scientist, that is not your voice. That's somebody else's voice. So we want to identify whose voice are we still carrying. Because at this big grown age, we cannot continue to allow that self-rejection to run our life. This is something I help women with when we work one-on-one together, is I help them to build a life philosophy so they get very clear on their voice. And then the number 3 subtle action that you are engaging in is this, is you allow everybody else's preferences to be mandatory while you yourself become an option. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I was the queen of doing this. So if my girlfriends or somebody needed something from me, I would say, girl, I got you. Like, what do you need? I got the plan. You need me to pick you up. What do you need somebody? You need people in your business. I know this person. I know that person. I was so good for advocating for others, but I did not advocate on myself. I did it with my family, where I knew my husband's goals. I knew my son's goals. I knew my daughter's goals. But I treated their goals like they were mandatory and mine like it was just an option. Now, I'm not saying you don't want to take care of your family. You want to love your family. You want to be fully invested in their goals. But paying attention to them does not mean that you neglect you. And the reason why is that life doesn't reward self-neglect. So every year that you spend treating other people like they're mandatory is another year that you're not executing on your goals and your dreams. And you just have to decide, like, are you okay with that? And if you're not, then we have to begin to now align our actions not with who we currently are, but who we really want to be. So these are the subtle actions that stop me from truly being confident. And if that's you and you're like, Coach Sheree, I didn't even realize I was engaging in these mistakes. You need to, or these actions, you need to make sure that you fill out the application below, because I do have a way to help you, an entire method to help you to be that confident woman where it's not just you being confident in front of people. You're that. You have the house, you have the car, you have the kids, you have all of the things, but I'm talking about how you look at yourself, how you execute on yourself, how you believe in yourself, how you make sure that you advocate for yourself, how you stop neglecting yourself so that you stop treating yourself like you're an option and you start treating yourself like you are mandatory. You are a Ferrari in a Ford parking lot. And I always say what got you here won't get you there. So make sure that you fill out my application. I have a limited number of slots, but I help women to think, speak, and act confidently. So those are the 3 actions, ladies. Number 1, we don't want to delay. Number 2, we want to stop rejecting ourselves on behalf of other people. And number 3, we want to stop treating everybody else's goals like they're mandatory while we treat this beautiful life of ours like we're an option. I love you. I believe in you. Lights off me. Lights on you, girls. I'll see you next time. And remember, take action.